Yo people, how's it going? It's your boy Richard Morse back at it again with another Game Week review. And yeah, sorry for the late one. It's been a bit of a drastic couple of days. I finally had time to do this. I was going to try and do it on Monday, but things popped up. So yeah, sorry for the late reaction to this stuff. But hey, we're here. Let's get through the results, shall we? Alright, so Game Week number 4, 4 weeks into the Premier League after the international break. And yeah, let's see how the results were. So we start off with Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Now, in fairness to Forest, this was Big Ange's first game in charge, and, you know, it was going through the drama of the Nuno and ownership drama saga. So, yeah, I don't think a lot of people were expecting Forest to win this game, especially against Arsenal as well. Plus, you know, it's Big Ange's first game back. Like, it's going to take a while for them to adapt to the new manager style, new tactics, new formations even. Like, so, yeah, on paper, everybody kind of expected Arsenal to win this game. So, yeah, 3-0 win to Arsenal. Not really too much of a surprise there. Now, on to the boys. On to my boys. Bournemouth 2, Brighton 1. And yeah, I was there for the game. I did a matchday vlog. And yeah, to be honest, in the first half, we should have been 3-0 up, really. We were all over them, but we just couldn't quite get it in the net. We were 1-0 up going into half-time, but like I said, we could have made it 2-0, 3-0 easily, really. And yeah, the Brighton goal really wasn't even that good of a goal. It was just lazy defending at the back from Hill. And literally, Matera was just there to tap it in the back of the net from the back post. And yeah, that's about it, really. We got a penalty with Semenyo to make it 2-1, and that was pretty much the end of the game. We were hanging on for like the last 10 minutes, but there was no real threat or danger that, you know, they were going to equalise. So yeah, easy 3 points for us. That's now 3 wins in a row after an international break, before and afterwards. So yeah, that's good for us. We're currently now 4th, or is it? No, actually. Are you 4th or 5th? Who cares? We're pretty much in the top half at this point, so that's all that matters. Anyways, let's move on to the next game. Palace 0, Sunderland 0. A little bit surprising with that one result, really. I did kind of have a bit of a bet on thinking that maybe Palace would get something out of this game. I thought Sunderland have started off reasonably well, but they'll be one of those teams. They start off well, but they'll gradually start fading away. And you know, maybe after this week they might start fading away. But yeah, Palace 0, Sunderland 0. A little bit surprising, although they have just had the League Cup game yesterday, so maybe had a little bit of a rotationary squad. Maybe it wasn't at full strength. I don't know. You tell me. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about that one. Everton 0, Aston Villa 0. I kind of had my hopes that Everton would win this game, to be honest. I thought the way they've been playing with Grealish and Gine, like, they seem to be firing on quite good cylinders right now, and Aston Villa are just woeful at attacking. Watkins hasn't scored a goal. I don't think Villa have scored a goal at all this season yet, which is a bit worrying because last year they were one of the best teams in the league. Now they can't hit a barn door. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I'll take the defensive points because I had Matty Cash in my fantasy team. I'll take that, but I'm not putting Watkins in my team anytime soon, that's for sure. And yeah, on to the next one. We've got Fulham 1, Leeds 0. I mean, yeah, you look at those two teams on paper, you do think Fulham are going to win that game. Leeds are just, you don't really know what to expect from Leeds. I haven't really seen that much from them, to be honest, and anything I have seen from Leeds hasn't like wowed me, to be brutally honest. So yeah, pretty standard result, pretty good win, easy win for Fulham, I think. And yeah, now we move on to the next game. Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. I mean, it's good that the new Newcastle players, the new strikers, getting a goal already off the bat. We've got to play them next on Saturday, so actually no, Sunday, sorry. On Sunday, sorry. So we'll see how that game goes. Obviously we've got Diakite, Semenyo, Hill, the new guy Milo, so it's going to be interesting to see how, you know, they compare against him, against the new striker. So we'll see how we do. Hopefully we keep our winning momentum going and make it 4 games in a row. Come on, the Chairs, let's go. But yeah, Wolves have just been cannon fodder this season so far. Like, I don't think they've scored a goal yet, have they? Maybe one, but that's about it. But like, yeah, they've been one of the worst teams so far this season. They haven't really done anything. I think they're like, 19th in the league right now? They're definitely going to be contenders for they basically are in a relegation battle right now. And it kind of feels like it's going to be the story of their season. Are they going to survive relegation? Are they going to just scrape over the line? Are they going to go down? We'll see how that goes. Right, on to the next game. We have West Ham 0, Tottenham 3. Yeah, pretty standard result for Tottenham. Tottenham seem to be firing on all cylinders when it comes to like the smaller teams against, like, you know, Wolves, against West Ham. Obviously, Bournemouth, we bucked that trend. But hey, Tottenham are they're probably looking one of the best teams right now with under new Thomas Frank. Like, you look at them compared to when they were with Ange to like Thomas Frank now, like it's completely like night and day. The signings they've made, the players that they've got coming back, they've got Solanke to come back, they've got Maddison. I think Maddison might be out for the rest of the season, possibly. If not, maybe he'll come back towards like the end of the season. So yeah, it's looking promising for Tottenham right now. They're really firing on all cylinders. All right, next game, Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. I don't know what's going on with Chelsea. Like, I don't know whether the Club World Cup and the Conference League, because they haven't really had a break over the summer, I don't know, maybe that started to catching up to them. Because, you look at some of the players, especially like Cucurella, he had the Euros, then he had the Premier League season, then he had the Club World Cup, and the Conference League. Like, this guy's just not had a break for like nearly 2 years. He's just constantly going. He must be on his last legs already. Like, we're only 4 games in. It feels like defensively they're just shattered. Reece James is, Reece James. He'll spend most of the time in the hospital wing than he does on the pitch. Like, defensively they've just been shot to bits. They got Tosin, who's just woeful. Let's be honest. They got that young guy Akachupon, whatever the hell his name is, but yeah, he's not that great either. So I think attacking wise, when they got João Pedro and Liam Delap, I thought like, okay, they've got some good attackers here, but defensively they're just not on it. I think in the January transfer window they're gonna have to look at defenders and see what they can get. They could make a late bid for Mark Gahey. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. All right, and yeah, Brentford. Fair play to Brentford. Like, it was a 95th minute equaliser, but Brentford aren't no pushovers, mate. They'll take you to the wire, and this game shows it. Like, even against like another team they beat like 1-0, 2-0, Dango Ouattara. Yeah, like they're not as easy as you think they are. They're a pretty good, solid team. And considering the fact that, they lost Mbeumo, Weezer, Thomas Frank, like they've had pretty much the backbone of that team taken away, and yet they're still, getting results, getting some points on the board. Like, you can't really knock them for that. You've got to respect it, really. All right, next game. Burnley 0, Liverpool 1. I'll tell you what. Liverpool do have a habit of leaving it to the last minute, don't they? What's that now? 4 games in a row, they've left it late to win the game. But, at the end of the day, lads, 3 points is 3 points. That's all you can say about it, really. And now 4 games in a row, 4 wins on the trot. Like, they got the Merseyside derby next, the Everton derby. That's going to be an interesting one. I think if there's any game right now to stop that winning momentum for Liverpool, it could be this Everton game. It just feels like it would be classic Everton for them to sort of get something out of this result. But hey, who knows? With Liverpool, you can't never go against them at the moment. Like, just gotta, if they keep that winning momentum going, say for the first 10 games of the season, then they're gonna be miles ahead of everybody. And yeah, we'll see how that one goes. All right, the final game was the Manchester derby. Man City 3, Man United 0. Like, are we really surprised at that result? Really? I know Man City have been a little bit shaky this season so far. They're not completely firing all cylinders, but I feel like this is the game they needed to properly get themselves into gear, get them back on track, and just who better to do it against than your biggest rivals? Let's be honest, Man United. I mean, Man United, my God. I was watching the game with a friend of mine, and I was like, oh boy, these guys are shit. There's no other way to describe it. Like, Ruben Amorim, man, he was supposed to come in and be the guy that changes Man United around after the Ten Hag years, but no. If anything, they've got even worse, and it's just... I mean, Sesko, he's done fuck all, really, let's be honest. Who else have they brought in? Mbeumo, Christ, Mbeumo couldn't hit a barn door in that game. Yeah, it's just woeful, absolutely woeful. Even if they sag Ruben Amorim, I don't know who they bring in at this point. Who are they going to bring in? Not going to bring back Mourinho. They're not going to... Or they're going to go... They can't get Ange Postecoglou. He's gone to Forest now. They're going to have to go Poch. My God. I'm not going to lie. The alternatives in terms of managers aren't great. So, I don't think Man United fans have got any real hope at the moment, to be really honest. It's going to take a miracle to figure out how to get this disaster of a club back on track. I don't know where you even start at this point. They tried financially, sacking all their staff, all the extra staff that they don't need to try and get more money in for the new stadium. The new stadium looks like a circus tent anyway, but, that's Man United. They're just bloody clowns at the moment. And yeah, that's enough of a rant about Man United. Anyway, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the, Game Week 4 score results. And yeah, pretty interesting results recently. But yeah, now we just move on to game week 5. I'll be back next week for that next one. And yeah, I'll see how the games are going. Let's have a quick look at the table actually while I'm here. How's the Premier League table going? Alright, so obviously we got Liverpool at top, Arsenal are second, Tottenham are third, Bournemouth 4. I did say we were like 4th or 5th, so yeah, we're 4th. Chelsea 5th, Everton 6th. I mean, to be fair, Everton won the last 2 games in a row, so that's pretty good for them. Sunderland 7th, City at 8th, Palace 9th, Newcastle 10th, Fulham 11th, Brentford 12th, Brighton 13th, United at 14th, Forest at 15th, Leeds United at 16th, Burnley 17th, West Ham 18th, Villa 19th, and Wolves 20th. Yeah, I mean, literally, Wolves have 0 points, 0 goals scored. They got a -7 goal difference in 4 games already. Like, Christ almighty. Yeah, it's going to be a long season for those ones at the bottom. A very long season. I think, it sounds bad, I think Wolves are going to be this season Southampton. Like, they're pretty much gone already at this, the way they're going. If they get 10 games in and they've got no points, then Christ, they are literally gone. I think it's going to be pretty much those two. I think Villa and West Ham, once they get a few easier results or easier games, they'll start to pick up points and get back up there. For me, if I had to pick the 3 to go down, I'd probably say Wolves right now. I've got a bad feeling Burnley and Leeds might start dripping into that relegation zone. I mean, they're 16th and 17th now, so they're not far away from it right now. I mean, that's only 4 games in. So imagine get to game week 10, they could be in the relegation zone right now. So, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, lads, thank you for watching my review this week. I've been your boy Richard Morse. Up there, cherries. I'll see you for the Newcastle game on the matchday vlog. And yeah, let's keep this winning momentum going. See you later, lads. Up there, cheers.